We're thankful that we're able to partner with Verified First to make sure that our screening processes for our volunteers and our staff is safe and robust, and that we can make sure that our guests and our staff that come on site every day are safe and secure. Whether they're people who walk through the doors and drop their children off at eKids, or whether there are volunteers and staff who are serving on our sites. So we end up using Verified First to background check screen everybody. Elevation has about 400 staff members, and we have a volunteer base that covers both our volunteers on campus and online, and we have small group leaders. So our volunteer base is roughly about 5,500 at the moment. Our whole church uses Salesforce as our database system. So if it's not within Salesforce, it's not as valuable for us. It's very hard to have something in a separate system and then try to tie the two together.
And it's not just one big church in a lot of locations, it's a lot of relationships. So we utilize Salesforce from the perspective of managing those relationships because they're valuable to us. One of the very few applications that I still currently use up to this point, and I don't have to worry about, is Verified First. I really have never had to really stay up at night thinking about it. Matter of fact, I'm probably more confident in Verified First implemented into my Salesforce org than other applications. It was very simple for our front-end users to use. The language was simple, the button was easy to see. The great thing is that it was as advertised, fantastic and simple. But on the back end, I had the capability of making it as complex as possible. I have very good confidence in the background checks that we're getting back. I feel good in the security. I've never had an issue. I've never had a background check that I've ever questioned, oh, this might not be right. And I can't say that about our previous provider. So for that, I'm encouraged. As a Salesforce manager, I feel very encouraged to know that my team can submit requests and have concerns and be able to get responded to quickly. Verified First is one of the few that actually do reply back very quickly, as well as delivering on what they say that they're going to deliver on.
So because Verified First support is just really in touch with what we need, very quick to respond, I never have to be in a place of being frustrated or panicking. They listen to our concerns, they'll investigate them if necessary, and they come back with a real clear understanding and a very personable one that always takes our concerns seriously when we have them. When Elevation integrated Verified First, it was a pretty simple process. It wasn't super complicated. We had worked with someone at Verified First at the time over the phone to make sure that the integration was where it needed to be. And if we had questions, we were able to call into Verified First to kind of tweak how we were running processes. So the packages that we're able to set within Verified First gives us the ability to almost kind of a set it and forget it type of thing, so that I can make sure that different subsets of people, whether it's our volunteers or HR or staff, know what to pull, when they can pull, and they can only pull those things. The one thing that we do at Elevation is we don't just background check them when they come on board, we background check them regularly. In that rescreen process, Verified First has an ability within Salesforce for us to batch order our volunteers. So rather than having to go through a couple of hundred volunteers and individually click on each one of them and rescreen them, having a batch rescreen process eliminates that one-to-one scenario for us and saves us a lot of time. So Verified First allows us to add those packages so that if a volunteer is running certain checks on volunteers, like a nationwide or a sex offender or something like that, they can run that package without having to worry about what's included into it. So I'm able to create those in the Verified First software so that they just have to pull from the drop-down and say, run this background check, and they know that the right things are included. Verified First has been very flexible in what we're allowed to compartmentalize for our permissions, so that depending on the role that that person is in, they can only see or send what we want them to. So we have a really good system in the way that we're able to kind of marry Verified First and Salesforce together, so that Verified First is able to send and Salesforce is able to receive, and it takes the manual work out of what we're able to do because of the automation we have in place in Salesforce to receive those reports back. This should be the safest place that there is. And so Verified First and being able to run background check screens on all of our volunteers, on all of our leaders, gives us as much of a comfort level as we can get, because we've covered as many bases as we can, so that those guests that come in and walk through our doors can be as safe as they possibly can be on our watch.